So dynamic interfaces. Let's take a moment to talk about our dynamic interfaces. These are also called our VLAN interfaces, right? These interfaces are manually configured by the administrator. I don't like the name. This is why. Manually configured, dynamic in the name. Why are you going to do that to me? I don't know. So this is configured by us as the administrator. Now we can have a DHCP relay for wireless clients. We can use that as our relay here, the dynamic interface. But really what we're doing here is we have multiple wireless LAN SSIDs that map to our dynamic interfaces. Now, why do we do that? Well, let's take a look. We may want certain wireless SSIDs mapped to specific VLANs. Let me give you a great example of this. Let's say this gold is our guest wireless VLAN in our enterprise for guest access. Do I want guest access information or data to traverse the same VLAN as stuff from HR or accounting? Absolutely not, right? So we can use these dynamic interfaces to map our wireless LANs to a particular VLAN. Now, we've stated this before. So let's say this is VLAN 30. So VLAN 30, dynamic interface N, we'll call it guest, maps to VLAN 30. Now, this is a trunk port. Remember, our physical port is trunked here. And that carries it up to the switch. I'm going to have to expand this a little bit. My switch is right there. This is now we're in our wired enterprise environment. Remember, this is all happening on my wireless LAN controller. Wireless LAN controller. This physical port leads out into my switch. This is a trunked configuration. Now we have my router, we have another switch in the environment. I may have, a server out here in my corporate environment that contains my accounting software. But let's say accounting is on VLAN 1. This is accounting. They have their own wireless access, their own SSID. That is VLAN 10. This is VLAN 10 data. So they have the ability to move all through the network, even into the accounting software. Our guest VLAN, however, they only have access to go where? Out into the internet. So our segmentation of data by VLAN now actually relies upon these dynamic interfaces we set up, these mappings, so to speak, where SSIDs are mapped specifically through dynamic interfaces to specific VLANs. And those specific VLANs, just like in every other part of your enterprise environment, in regular routing and switching, define the terms of access within our wired environment. So what we're doing is basically this. We are identifying traffic through their connection to a wireless LAN, given an SSID, guest, accounting, human resources, whatever. We are then mapping it to the VLAN. Why are we mapping it to the VLAN? Because we are preparing the traffic to traverse the wired infrastructure. Our wired infrastructure does not understand SSIDs. It does not understand different wireless LANs. Our wired infrastructure understands VLAN. That's why our dynamic interface must do this translation, or must do this, I guess translation is the best word I could use here. From wireless LAN to VLAN, or mapping from a wireless LAN to a VLAN. So our wired infrastructure understands how this traffic should be moved and keeps the data segmented. Very, very important.